Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It's Good Tues News Day, and happy 100 stream streak to Omlin. I can't believe she's watched 100 of my streams in a row. That's amazing, especially since I've had so many disconnects and my streams have stopped in the middle and I had to restart, and somehow she's made it through all of those. That's really impressive.
Right.
We're going to be covering some good news stories here, from people being great, discoveries being made, and just general positive feelings to put hope back in humanity. So welcome to Before Coffee, the father and daughter comprehensive news of Planet Earth podcast, where we just got some coffee. We're learning to read live on stream, and we are going to read those headlines out. I don't know what else we're going to do, so let's read out those headlines. Sometimes you just speak without thinking about where you're going to say next, and that's what just happened there. Today on Good Tues News Day, drinking beetroot juice could lower blood pressure, according to the largest study of its kind. And the Polish tennis star the whole world is talking about. How did a giveaway at the US Open go viral?
Greetings for Good Tues News Day, where a long-armed creature with a row of dagger-like spines is discovered as a new species in Vietnam. Just one
In
story.
Scottish sports news, 3 Scottish brothers set new world record for Pacific Row. And lost boy wandering elevated monorail line in Hershey Park is saved by another parkgoer.
And federal investigators arrest a church leader in Florida.
In culture news, Billy Bragg released a song in support of Palestine and Greta Thunberg aid flotilla.
And it is National Another Look Unlimited Day. We'll figure out what that is. Or September 2nd. Man, we're in September already. September 2nd, 2025, and Before Coffee.
The bottom half of your
just cut it
image
off.
is exploding.
I'll just close it and restart it. Hold on. Let me just.
I do wonder
plug
why
it
that
in.
happens. There must be something in your encoding settings. Usually
That's a
encoding that does
connection
that.
problem. Yeah, it's a connection. It probably just lost part of its connection for a millisecond, and that was enough to set up the timing, right? As the data bus just like, missing part of the data.
Yep,
And
it looks
so
normal
it's a
now.
correction loop.
Okay. So
The correction loop didn't fix it. So
it doesn't
the
even feel
correction
like
loop was
September
looping
because
its
it's so
correction.
warm. You know? The past few years I've lived here, it gets cold instantly in September. Like, I'm serious. As soon as September hits, it's freezing cold. So this is the first time in a while that there's been a warm September.
Yeah, I like it though when it's cool and dry. That's the only time of the year I really like it. And when it's frozen, when it freezes at night and kills all the bugs, or the bugs go underground or wherever they go. That's the best, because there's no freaking bugs all day. It's nice and warm and dry and no bugs. You can sleep at night without sweating. You know, great stuff.
Let's roll our first segue to see what we're going to talk about.
Listen to the old man wander off into his tangent of the day.
It's fine.
As his
It's a
mind
podcast after all.
wanders.
I think we got a alliteration headline.
Alliteration headline. Oh shit, I got it right now.
I'm just waiting for the chat to confirm it, because usually it sends a message in chat telling me. But
Yeah,
it
we'll just
hasn't.
go with
So
that.
we're going to go. It was in between Remind Me of the Song or alliteration. I'm going to go with alliteration headline. It looked like it was more in purple than green. And let's go into my first story here, which is all about. Well, what is it all about? It's about beet juice. So, if you don't like beets, and you don't like drinking the juice of beets, this is not the story for you. But it is good news for people who want to become healthier, I guess. Now, it decreases your blood pressure. This is by Hannah Bradfield on women's health. Widely considered a superfood, beetroot is packed with powerful antioxidants, and if eaten in its whole food form, also boosts fiber intake. However, in recent years, beetroot juice has been making waves in the wellness world for its potential health and fitness benefits. And now, in the largest study of its kind, so we're not just saying stuff for a trend, like some scientists went and took it and did tests with it, they found regularly drinking beetroot juice can significantly change the makeup of your oral microbe biome. That's what she said. Resulting powerfully in low blood pressure for other older adults. What an older adult is, I don't know. It could be somewhere from 30 to 60 older adults. In the study published in journal Free Radical Biology and Medicine, which means you can go check out the study yourself to make sure you get the true facts. I'm just reading the article because I'm not going to read an entire dissertation. Researchers compared a group of younger, under 30, and older adults, 60 and 70s. Okay, there we go. We got a definition. You hear that? You are an older adult, Mr. 60. Who each spent 2 weeks taking 2 nitrate-rich beetroot shots daily and 2 weeks on a placebo juice. What, like cranberry juice or just like water that painted? What is a placebo juice? How do they know that placebo juice didn't do anything?
Yeah, we always harvest the placebos in October every year. It's a big crop. Yeah.
The researcher found that the older group's blood pressure decreased after taking the beetroot shot, but not the placebo. Start drinking beetroot then there. They explained that blood pressure and lowering effect of beetroot juice came from the way it altered participants' oral microbiomes. The complex community of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microorganisms living in your mouth. And that's why you shouldn't lick people. Because you've got an entire organism, microbiome living in your mouth. Okay, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
I say as somebody who loves,
don't lick
I don't know,
people.
I have this, I don't do it, but I have a inherent, what is it called? If I want to lick people, okay, I'll admit it here. I have a, what is it? What is the word I want to say? It's a, I can't remember the word, but it's when you act without thinking. My act without thinking feeling at all times is licking someone. I don't know why. Specifically, beetroot juice suppresses potentially harmful mouth bacteria, which likely led to the blood pressure improvements. That's because if there's an imbalance between beneficial and harmful oral bacteria, the conversion of nitrate, which you get from vegetable-rich diet, to nitric oxide, which helps blood vessels widen, regulating blood pressure decreases. Okay, so you're doing some sort of chemical rebalance in your mouth when you drink beetroot juice. Also, Demigorge found your placebo crop joke very funny. On the give you credit there. The younger group's oral microbiome also changed significantly after drinking the beetroot juice, but their blood pressure didn't decrease. Another study investigating the effects of beetroot juice identified cardiovascular and cognitive benefits for both younger and older adults. Oh, darn it! I do have to drink beet juice. I thought it was going to be you, but it has to be me too. I want cognitive benefits. And I need cardiovascular benefits. As somebody with asthma, I need a lot of cardiovascular benefits. Although they were more pronounced in the older group, they still happen in the younger group. We know that a nitrate-rich diet has health benefits, and older people produce less of their own nitric oxide as they age. They also tend to have higher blood pressure, which can be linked to cardiovascular complications like heart attack and stroke, says Professor Annie van Attalo, the study's lead author. Encouraging older adults to consume more nitrate-rich vegetables could have significant long-term health benefits. The good news is that if you don't like beetroot, there are many nitrate-rich alternatives like spinach. I love spinach. I love spinach drinks too. I know, I'm weird. But when you know those drinks that they sell at the store where they're like spinach and apple and whatever. I'm like, yeah, give me that. Give me the green drinks. I love the green
drinks. The best part about spinach. The best part about spinach is it's very similar to all other greens that you can just pick from your yard. They just
you can grow it in your freaking windowsill. It's just
dandelion greens. I'm just saying all greens you can dandelion
if you do
greens.
Want to eat dandelion
they just grow.
Greens, you do have to eat those before the dandelions sprout. Otherwise, they get really bitter.
Right. Okay.
Keep that in mind.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, keeping it all in mind that greens are just growing wild everywhere, and you don't even have to harvest. You have to go to the store. I mean, my dad used to harvest these greens called lamb's quarter greens. They grew everywhere, right? And we ate those all the time. We never bought spinach ever. I didn't even know you could buy spinach in a store. I thought it was just something that Popeye ate
it's like
time,
if you
right?
you're just picking weeds out of your garden. It's like, wait, people buy these?
We never bought spinach. We had our own spinach. It was called lamb's corner greens. It tastes exactly the same. You had to get around the bugs. You couldn't all the time. You had to pick the bugs out of it because a lot of times you wash it and then bugs,
I think this might be another reason why a lot of Asian countries are very healthy, because they do eat a lot of greens, a lot of lettuces, a lot of
nature will feed you
spinaches and stuff in all of their food. all the time, and I just feel like it's not as common in Western food, and not a lot of Western, not all of it.
I know I live probably in paradise or something, but I got shit growing in my yard that I can eat all the time. Right? It's crazy.
I used to go out there and eat clover flowers.
Yeah, clover flowers.
When we were running around in Scotland in those fields, you were literally just you can eat these, and you just picked up a random plant.
Oh yeah, I was eating. The clover in Scotland is delicious. Yeah. Wow, I remember, I actually purchased honey, thinking it was from Scotland for that very reason, and it turned out to be from Poland. Remember that? Remember that? It's like, nothing gets Poland, but I wanted that clover honey.
These huge clover honey. Yeah, honeybees.
Yeah, I wanted those honeybees. But nope, they were part of the European Union, not allowed to sell honey. That's one of the downsides of being in the European Union.
All right. Anyways, more about beetroot. You can also eat spinach, rocket, which I think they mean rocket lettuce, fennel, celery, and kale. I do like kale. I do like spinach and rocket. I don't think I've had fennel. And I don't like celery.
Fennel tastes exactly like licorice. Fennel is licorice. That's what it is. It tastes exactly the same.
I love licorice.
It's that little spice they put in sausages. Yeah.
I think we've had I think we've made fennel here, like as just a dish. You just cook it and then eat it,
Fennel goes in a lot of breakfast sausages. It's one of the...
So although the study examined beetroot juice specifically, it serves as a reminder that incorporating more nitrate-rich foods in your diet can have potentially powerful health and longevity effects. As a British Heart Foundation notes, eating beetroot whole will boost your fiber intake, important when around 90% of the UK adults don't get enough fiber, as most of the insulate fiber is stripped away during the juicing process. However, concentrated shots will likely contain slightly more nitrate. So maybe juice the beetroot and then take that beetroot and maybe put the leftover beetroot into something and then eat that as well, so you get the fiber and the nitrate juice at the same time. I'm sure you can do something like distill the sugar. You can distill the sugar and use it to sweeten your whatever. I was thinking more of like making some sort of like sauerkraut, but with a beet.
Oh yeah,
you
shred it
squash
up.
it, right, and then you just kind of have like the fiber left over, and maybe you can put that in a.
Maybe try that. I mean, all sauerkraut is this rotten cabbage. It's it's salt and water. It's three ingredients.
Kimchi, which is also just spicy sauerkraut, realistically, right?
Yeah.
Kimchi, they use all sorts of vegetables for kimchi. They don't only use cabbage. They use all sorts of things.
And kimchi, they bury it in the ground. Also, it's not the same as sauerkraut. You just get a crock.
Yeah, maybe traditional kimchi, but most day-to-day kimchi is made on the same day, and you eat it the same day.
No, don't tell me that. That's blasphemy. Okay, Larry.
The health benefits, regardless of whether you shot or eat your beet, but it supports our motto that everything is best in a moderation and that balance is key. That is a really important motto for everyone. Everything in moderation. Every single thing you do. Moderate water intake, moderate everything, okay? Although it's a relatively small study, the findings highlight the powerful role nutrition can potentially play in blood pressure management. That's right. Food is probably the most important thing you can do for your health. I know people like to say exercise is great, but the food you're putting in your body is the most important thing to get that bottom line. And then you can exercise and do all the other useful stuff. But you really need to start with the food. It's still early days and more studies are needed. However, the current growing body of research on the positive effects of beetroot juice on inflammation, exercise performance, and cognition is promising. So, it's not a scientific fact yet, but it's a pretty, they'll probably find, if more people start doing it, they'll probably find any negative effects that can occur over time. If there becomes a huge, beetroot trend, it's like, oh, I got a urinary tract infection because I drank too much beetroot, and then you'll know. Sadly, you need a wider study, like a lot of people, for real science, to really factualize it, Give me your alliteration headline.
All right. I got here, bestow. I can't even read my own writing. Beets bestow better blood benefiting bygone beings. Of course, bygone being...
What? You didn't use biome, man.
Biome? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
The microbiome in your mouth. I was expecting you to.
I'm a failure. You can grade me accordingly with your soundboard. You can go boo.
Nah, I don't. I'm happy you did it, so I don't need to grade you.
Okay, all right. I'll do it myself.
I was
then.
just
I'll do it.
expecting it. I guess that's my. Issue.
Okay.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
we'll do.
I have the soundboard open.
Where's the disappointment? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
I did the one.
My next story is way shorter, and hopefully we won't talk about it for 15 minutes. And it's about our what was it about? Yes, the Polish tennis player at the US Open has gone viral, and it's not for playing tennis. There's a good story at the end of this. Trust me, this is on Your News Culture. Polish tennis player Kamil Maszczyzak was unaware of the scandal that would be caused when he gave his cap to a young boy at the US Open. But TV cameras and social media picked out a culprit when the gift was snatched away by a man who should have known better. Polish tennis player, this guy was, by the way, this guy is rich. The guy who snatched the cap. They found out he's a rich guy. He could just buy a cap. He could just say, hey, Camille, I'll pay you $10 for a cap. And then he'd just give him, snatching it out of the hand of a kid. Should have known better, indeed. Polish tennis player Kamil Maszczyzak was unaware of the scandal it would cause at the US Open. At least he probably would never have guessed it would come from his cap. After his surprise victory on Thursday, which was the 28th of August, against 9th-ranked Russian tennis star Karen Khachanov. Oh yeah, well, he won against a Russian. That was already a win in a Polish person's book. The Pole approached the fans who were waiting eagerly for his autograph. As he signed pictures, balls, and the usual paraphernalia, he stretched out to give his cap to a boy who was standing by the railing. However, while handing over the headgear, Maszczyzak turned his gaze to another fan, at which point the cap was snatched from the boy's hand by a man standing next to him. He then quickly tucked the cap into the bag of the woman beside him. Yeah, and you can see the kid. I wonder if I can share this video, though. No, probably because it's on... Probably it's on Twitter. But you can see the kid literally going, give me the hat! Oh, you stole the hat from my hand! And then probably cried his freaking himself to sleep at night. Because this adult just he probably saw as a punishment. Like, he must have done something wrong for that adult to snatch the hat out of his hand. You didn't do anything wrong. He was just an asshole. The bare-faced cheek of the move, captured on worldwide television, set social media alight and triggered a wave of memorable memes. Turns out the cap snatcher was a Polish businessman who was very quickly identified by internet users. His fake account, in which untrue statements were published, also started circulating on the web. In an interview with the New York Post, Maszczyzak confirmed the identity of the man who took the boy's cap, and he's hardly an unknown. Piotr Zerek is a sponsor of the Polish Tennis Federation and the head of the Bragg company. And he decides to steal tennis players' hats. Probably to sell it, right? I've got the winning... When he won that US Open against Russia, I got the winning hat, and I'm going to sell it for 10,000 euros.
I'm special.
Yeah, and then
you don't have
this
enough
boy
money.
was just going to keep that hat, probably wear it until it, fell apart, become a tennis star. Nope, I'm going to sell this hat for money. According to New York Post, citing the Spanish daily sports paper Marca, the Polish businessman deactivated social media accounts after the incident caused widespread fury. Oh, I wish we could deactivate our lives when we're an asshole in public. Oh, no. Zarek was criticized on a Polish job portal where he was called a common thief or a primitive fraudster. All's well that ends well, though. This is the happy part of the story. Okay, there's actually good news here. It seems because of the result of the storm, the scandal was brought to Maszczyzak's attention, and he duly met with the boy later to give him another cap in person and record the moment for posterity. I think he even made a post on social media saying, please tell me who this boy is so I can find him and give him a hat and probably more shit. Because he's been victimized by this grown adult. In an interview with Polish press agency PAP, Maszczyzak explained how he found the boy. His name is Brock. His mother wrote to me on Instagram. I met him and his brother. Brock got a cap and his brother got a towel. They also both receive a t-shirt each. I hope they have a nicer day with these souvenirs. I also hope they continue to be on the courts and watch the matches. We have to spread goodness in the world because there's less of it and less of it. Told Keith. Miles Sharak has already dropped out of the tournament through injury, but the memory of his good deed in this year's U.S. Open will certainly stay with us for long. Yes, I think it's great that we memorialize this guy taking the extra steps to be like, oh, I didn't realize. I wish there was more we could do about the asshole, but I'm sure he'll get his what he deserves if he hasn't already. No room for that. Terrible. Also, thank you.
Thank you.
Tommy for claiming second and JP for claiming third. Sorry if I missed that. It was probably during the ad break. But...
You were reading, probably. And my headline reads for this story. I got two headlines. Capitalist kleptomaniac cops kids cat confirming creepiness.
Yep.
And dirtbag docks during dirty deed.
Dirty deed.
Dirtbag docks. There's your headlines.
How do you live in this world, you know? How do you live in a world where I'm an adult and I'm going to snatch things out of a kid's hand? No, not just people's hands, right? A child.
Like nobody's watching too, right? Like absolutely nobody's watching.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, integrity. The old saying is integrity is what you do when nobody's watching, right? This guy doesn't even have integrity when everybody's watching.
Yeah.
So, what a loser. What a loser. What a just a complete loser. I hope his business fails and he has put out in the street. Really,
I hope he gets kicked off of the association because he's supposedly banned
for life from the U.S. Open for sure.
Yeah, I think they said that. A lot of people in the comments were saying he should get banned from life from the U.S. Open. He should not be allowed to go ever again. Ed. Okay, our new segue is reminds me of a song. So remind me of a song.
Remind you of a song. All right, so I just want one more. He's the type of guy that goes to the WNBAs and throw games and throws dildos.
Oh, right,
he's the same guy.
That thing you talked about, yeah, really.
Yeah, he's just saying we didn't cover that story. We don't want to give that story any more oxygen than it already has, but yeah. Our news story, I don't need glasses for. We're going to talk about church leaders being arrested. I consider this good news because so many of these ministries are just complete frauds. And there's another one, Fox13news.com. This is out of Tampa, Florida, TV station there. Genevieve Curtis, church leaders arrested. Ministry watchdog says red flags surrounded pastors, years for indictment. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if every one of these mega churches was doing the exact same thing. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Nothing surprised me about religion and their duplicity and child molestation. Nothing surprises me. This Tampa, Florida, there are still so many questions about how the Kingdom of God Global Church operated for so long before two of its church leaders were arrested following multi-state FBI raids. However, some have been watching and raising red flags for years. Oh yeah, we've been saying this for years. A bad actor from the beginning.
It's shocking, but it's not surprising, and that's the real sad part, right? It's still shocking.
What is shocking? The shocking part is the prosecution, right? That's that's a shocking part. They're actually going after these people, which to me, they're making religion look bad. If you're a religious person, if you're a Christian, you don't want these people representing your religion. Why would you? Why would you give them money, first of all? Where does it get you, giving them money? They're not doing anything for anyone except themselves. They're putting it right in their pocket, just so you know that. They're not doing any charity. It's a level of evil, a level of wrongdoing that even among some of the worst actors we've recorded over the last 20 years, over the years, and in 26 years, I don't believe I've ever seen anything quite like this. Is Warren Smith, president of Ministry Watch, and he's a guy that hunts down these fraudsters.
Probably because he would close his eyes and put a blindfold on.
No, he's president of Ministry Watch. That seems to me he's a president of an organization that watches these clowns. It tries to figure out what they're doing with their money. He has tracked faith leaders' financial and ethical accountability for more than 2 decades. So, it's the worst he's seen. Might be something to that, right?
That's followed the movement. Scary, actually.
That's disturbing. Yeah, and he has followed the movements of David Taylor's church for years. We finally get the guy's name, David Taylor. If that's his real name, sounds like a made-up name.
Call him a scumbag is what his real name is. He doesn't deserve to have a name.
Hold on. Hopefully
Okay.
that's my last sneeze.
Bless you. Another one.
I always sneeze. I
I'm
always
guilty
sneeze
of
in
the same
twos.
thing, so.
I always sneeze in twos. It's a curse, I guess. I don't know. He has tracked faith leaders' financial and ethical accounting. I did that already. They have, frankly, from the very beginning, shown evidence of being a bad actor, a bad operator, Smith said. The backstory: Ministry Watch reported on Taylor and Kingdom of God Global Church purchasing an $8.3 million Avelia mega mansion, which was raided by authorities on Wednesday. They also followed a lawsuit between a Florida movie prop company and the church after the church failed to pay for a $2 million set. Well, you know, some capitalists got upset. That's why they started an investigation. That's where it's got to start. Some capitalists got upset. Oh my God, a capitalist getting cheated. Court records show the church intended to use the set for an event at the Amway Arena in Orlando. Shame on you, Orlando, selling out the Amway. Oh, God. There's another terrible company. We thought that this was not great if you're getting sued for non-payment. But B, when you're taking in that kind of money, when you're buying mansions, when you buy luxury automobiles. I got to close my door. Hold on. Realize doors. All right. But when you're taking that kind of money, when you're buying mansions and when you buy luxury automobiles, why don't you have money to pay a vendor? Interesting. So all of these facts and circumstances sort of adding up, says Smith. But even Smith admits the scope of the federal allegations shocked him. He said that throughout their reporting, there was no indication of human trafficking was occurring as alleged by federal authorities. Federal prosecutors allege Taylor and his ministry amassed more than $50 million in donations since 2015. Smith said the lack of government oversight for nonprofits, could have allowed the group to operate unchecked. Of course. Nonprofits, they're doing good work. Bullshit. We are living in an oversight and accountability and regulatory regimen for nonprofits that was devised in the 1950s and 1960s. This is completely inadequate for the number of nonprofits that we have in this country today, Smith said. According to the indictment, Taylor and his top aide, Michelle Brannon, forced workers in church call centers to meet unrealistic quotas, punishing them when they failed. Experts said that these practices are seen in some overseas operations. This may be the first known case in the U.S., but it may not be the only one. There are some other organizations that might be involved in these kinds of similar situations, and I think by understanding the mechanics of David Taylor's operations, we might be able to gain some insights into how to investigate what to look for in some of these other situations, said Smith. What we don't know, the indictment does not give any context to explain how people were drawn into the church's labor system or how they came into contact with Taylor. Where did these people come from? How were they coerced into this situation? What sort of intimidations and threats to keep them from leaving, Smith adds. And it shows a picture of Michelle Brannon here, her mugshot. Authorities have not said how many victims there could be or how many people have been removed from the homes or call centers raided on Wednesday. Court transcripts in the federal civil lawsuit over the movie set may shed some light on how many people could have been impacted. A pastor working for Taylor with the Kingdom of God Global Church testified in 2024 that only a handful of employees have a salary. He said they rely on 70 to 80 full-time volunteers to run a day-to-day operation and claim the ministry has thousands of volunteers in nearly 200 nations worldwide. Another volunteer testified during those proceedings that 70 to 80 people work at the call centers. But they're saying there are a lot of victims here, a lot of problems, a lot of damage done, but at least it's coming to light and maybe we can learn a few lessons from it. Smith also pointed out there were potentially thousands who were defrauded, believing that their donations to the church were going to church ministry. My thing about people giving to these ministries is like, I don't care. Waste your money, give it away, but don't come crying to me. You're looking to get into heaven by bribery, which is bullshit. How do you get into heaven by bribery? Doesn't God know? Doesn't he have a brain? I don't understand these people. Despite the federal charges, Fox 13 confirmed that the church's prayer line remains active. Calls placed on Thursday were still being answered by workers on the other end. Oh, good. I'm going to call them up and say, hey, are you getting paid? And can you leave anytime you want to? Those are my two questions for you, Mr. Person who answers the phone. Fox 13 reached out to the FBI's field office to ask whether church locations remain operational, whether more potential victims are still working under these conditions and answering the phone lines. So there's the story. Not a lot of details on the indictment, probably because they want to save it for the trial, right?
Yeah.
You're just going to have this indictment, and the grand jury's seen the evidence. They've indicted you, and now we're going to have a trial, and that's when all the good stuff comes out. Let's have a song.
Reminds me of the song, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? You've done crimes, and you've been really shitty, and you call yourself Christians, and then you enslave people as volunteers, and then put them probably in a room with no light, and lock them in there." I don't know, right? They're probably going to reveal more. I'm just saying, it sounds like they had a call center slavery going on, right?
Yeah.
They convince, hey, I've got a great job for you.
Volunteers.
Yeah.
New name for slaves. New name for slaves. Volunteers. Uh-huh. Got it.
Terrible. Let's roll our
Your
next
story.
segment.
Spin the wheel. Wheel. What goes up?
Oh, wow. It is limerick time. You're getting all the poems this last
one story
couple
or
of weeks.
two. We're at limericks, my favorite.
And our first story is going to be about... what is it about? Let me switch to the story. There you go.
What?
3 Scottish brothers have set a
do.
new world record for Pacific Row. Something about new world record makes me talk like a baby.
World record.
But new world record for Pacific Row.
Elmer Fudd. Do it as Elmer Fudd. A
This
new
is by
world
Greta
record.
Young on the National Scotland. A trio of Scottish brothers has set a new world I can't say it. New world record after completing the fastest human-powered crossing of the Pacific Ocean. Woohoo!
Ooh, wow.
New winner. Yeah, that's right. They are new winners. You're completely correct, Demigorge. Jamie Ewan and McLean arrived. Imagine naming your son McLean. Arrived in Australian city of Cairns on Saturday, August 30th, just at 1:52 a.m. British Standard Time, marking the end of the 139-day. Wow, that's a lot of days. I mean, makes sense, but still. 139-day, 5-hour, 52-minute journey crossing the world's largest ocean. I think what they're saying is they rode for 5 hours every day. No, I'm saying no. It took them 139 days to row, plus 5 hours since they left, plus 52 minutes. That's what I mean. The Edinburgh-born team is the first team ever recorded to row from South America to Australia. And they said that the Pacific Islanders couldn't have probably done that, right? They couldn't have made it to America. These guys did. They made all the way to Australia. That's even farther than the majority of the Pacific Islanders and where the Maori came from. The previous record was held by Russian Fyodor Konyukov, who rode 7,393 miles from Chile to Australia over 159 days, 16 hours and 58 minutes. 14. Wow, they beat him by 20 days. But that was just one guy, right? This was 3 people, so they probably not a fair comparison, right? One guy was able to do it by himself all the way from Chile to Australia. These guys were able to do it it just said South America somewhere. And that was 3 guys, so of course they were faster because some of them probably could take breaks. Arriving on Australian shores following their 9,000-mile journey, which I guess they did go farther. They went farther and they got there shorter. The Scots were reunited with more than 50 family and friends who made the trip from the UK, including their mum, Sheila. Well, that's nice of them. That's so nice. Middle brother Jamie, 31, said all he wanted upon landing was a pizza, calling the journey the most incredible, relentless, and often surreal experience of his life. Things got tough towards the end. We were seriously thought we might run out of food. Despite how exhausted we were, we had to step up a gear and make it before supplies ran out. Now we've got eat proper food, he said. Ocean rowing has given us newfound appreciation for things we used to take for granted, like going for the shower, lying in a bed, or simply leaning on something stationary. Wow. They have their boat, by the way, has a million sponsors on it. And they're even sponsored by Rowing for Clean Water, so they probably raised a bunch of money for that as well. Brothers had earlier
Sweet.
been expected to arrive on Friday, but their arrival was pushed back. When they set off in April, the boat was cheered on by hundreds of reporters and the Korean Navy brass band while Jamie played the bagpipes. Oh, that's so cool! Wow, I can't believe we missed this. I need to find a video of this. That's our mic drop moment. I don't care.
That's so Scottish.
That's our mic drop moment. I don't care what you had planned.
Nope. I just got a new line for it.
The siblings from Edinburgh became the fastest and youngest trio to row the Atlantic Ocean in 2020, raising more than 200,000 euros for charity, and this new expedition is considered one of the most remote and physically demanding open water rows ever attempted. Custom-built carbon fiber vessel Rose Emily was launched from Yacht Club Peruano, with the brothers rowing in 2-hour shifts with no resupplies or safety boat on the 280-kilogram boat. Raised 1 million euros for clean water projects in Madagascar. Wow. 1 million for clean water. It's sad that we have to raise that, but we love clean water. Iwan, 33, said that experience was the hardest thing he'd ever done. There had always been countless setbacks to overcome. Some leave us lost, but we've always lifted each other up, he said. We've shed tears of joy and laughed till our cheeks hurt. And at times we've cried with sadness and with fear, but our spirits have been lifted, time and time again, by the support of many rallying behind us. On board, they brought 500 kilograms of food, so they were touting around half a ton of food that whole time, including 75 kilograms of oats and a menu of high-calorie comfort meals. The Rare Whiskey 101 Pacific Row aimed to raise funds for the McLean Foundation, the clean water charity the brothers found with their father, whiskey writer Charles McLean, MBE. According to their webpage, they have raised more than 790,000 pounds so far. They have gained the support of a number of celebrities, including actor Mark Wahlberg, who deemed the true words for their endeavor. They are also plotted by Michael Flea Balzare, the bassist and rock superstar of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Residents at Chamberlain Care Home in Edinburgh also took up rowing lessons in support of the brothers, which Jamie previously described as humbling.
Star of the Big Lebowski.
Three guys taking the prerogative, doing something amazing to raise a lot of money for clean water in Madagascar. And they still need more, right? It sounds like they still need a quarter before they raise 1 million. So you can donate to the what was it called again? McLean Whiskey McLean charity to get it's MACLEAN, like Mac Clean. It's really clever because their last name
probably
is McLean.
Distant. Yeah. Right, probably distant relatives of ours because my great grandmother was Christian McLean from Scotland. Oh, so what's the is that the story? I got
That's the story.
My limerick. Some Scottish rowers did something prolific, rowing across the mighty Pacific. While their muscles did burn, they took many turns. 3 men in a bagpipe record is quite specific. They got the 3 men in a bagpipe record for rowing in the Pacific. Hey,
no one's going to be that one. Nope. Unless you bring 2 bagpipes next time.
Right. Or 2 men and 3 bagpipes. We might, Yeah, we're out here in the middle of the ocean. Let's have some bagpipe music that you're as well.
That will definitely get you rowing, You get a high pace, All right, my next story is a little shorter, so I'll try to read it slowly so you have enough time to write a limerick about it.
Okay, my pen ran out of ink.
There was a boy stuck on a monorail, like walking on top of a monorail at Hershey Park, and somebody was nice enough to put down their phone and help him out. This is coming out of Hershey, Pennsylvania in the United States. Lost boy wandering a monorail line high above the crowd at Hershey Park was rescued by a park visitor who climbed onto a building and jumped onto the rails. The child was reported missing at about 5:05 p.m. Saturday, which was the 30th of August, after he became separated from his parents, according to a news release from the chocolate-themed amusement park in Pennsylvania. While park employees were searching for him, the boy had entered a secure area leading to a monorail ride. It was closed and safeguarded by a chain closure at the entrance and barricaded turnstile of the platform. Park. The boy was in the closed station for about 20 minutes before he wandered onto the tracks. A video posted to social media shows the boy walking along the tracks as people in the crowd below start waving their arms, yelling directions at him, including stop and keep going. Well, that's useful. Go forward and also go backward. I don't know who to listen to. I guess I'll just stand here. At that point, he covers his ears because 20 million people are yelling at him in different directions and begins to walk back the way he came. Changes direction again and then stops. The man climbed onto a nearby building and put himself on the tracks, scooping up the boy to two cheers from below. The rescue took place at about 5:28 p.m., according to the park. So he went missing at 5:05 and he was saved about 20 minutes later. The child was unharmed and was safely reunited with his family. Yeah, except for the probably emotional trauma of the whole event of just 20 people yelling at you. You know, I've never had children, and I'm sure as somebody who had children yourself, you can probably relate to this. But screaming at random things at children does not make them. They don't understand. That doesn't solve anything, right? You're just making them confused. I don't know why they thought that would do anything. They just heard noise at some point. Oh, they're yelling at me. I must be in trouble. Yeah, emotional damage indeed, Demigorge. We are grateful for the vigilance of our guests and the swift response of our team, and we remain committed to maintain the highest level of guest safety throughout Hershey Park, release reads. And that's all the story we have for you. So, it's a kind of a wackier story with a happier ending. And I saw some videos about this on my feed, I think yesterday or maybe during the weekend, and I was just, yeah, I don't want to be that person because I know I'm probably also guilty of this as well, right? Oh God, someone needs help. I better take my phone out. You know, that will fix it if I film them. So I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be the one typing in the comments. Wow, good thing you took your phone out to film this. Sarcastically, because you always see those, right? Watch as this dog drowns in the canal. Why don't you go jump in the canal, dude, instead of filming the dog drowning? How about that? That's my. I have nothing else to say. I don't know else. I don't know what else to say. I think you're muted. You're still muted. I can't hear you.
I thought I was going to sneeze, so I muted myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to find something here. There's nothing that rhymes with this. Really? Sorry,
Words
man.
that rhyme
You gotta
with Hershey Park.
Okay. One day, while watching for a train, we saw something hard to explain. A boy on the rail with all the dangers that entails, but a stranger saved him from going down the drain. That's the best I can do. Sorry, you can go on.
Yeah. It was a short story, so.
Not a whole lot rhymes with plane that fit that. I'm sorry. I mean, train, sorry. I guess plane would have worked, huh? Anyway, so, yeah, give me a couple more minutes.
Stop them from flying like a plane, you know?
The
monorail wasn't that high. It was probably like, I don't know, maybe 20, no, maybe not even 20 feet. Less than 20 feet, I would say. But high enough where you couldn't reach him, right? You'd have to have like two adults on each other's shoulders to reach him. Get him up off of that. So.
Poor boy. All right, so next spin, I guess we'll do this new species of lizard story.
We've discovered more science.
Yes. Did you spin?
Yes, it's sarcasm.
Lizard story. It's this from Miami Herald. We're getting stories from Miami and Florida today, but goes all the way to Vietnam. MiamiHerald.com. Aspen Flughoft has the story. Long-armed creature with row of dagger-like spines is discovered as a new species. We're always discovering new species. We think we figured everything out. We haven't. We're still discovering stuff on this planet. I think most species on this planet have not been discovered yet. Think of it that way. Scientists in Vietnam found a long-legged creature with a row of dagger-like spines on its back and discovered it as a new species, the study said. How do they know that? Because they did DNA testing. As the shadows deepened in the forest of central Vietnam, a long-limbed creature with dagger-like spines on its back settled into a thin tree branch and fell asleep. But its night wouldn't be restful. Passing scientists spotted the cryptic creature to discover the new species. A team of researchers visited the forest in Dak-Lak province several times in 23 and 24 to study its biodiversity, according to the study published in August 28th in the peer-reviewed journal Zootaxa. During the nighttime searches, researchers found several vaguely familiar-looking lizards on branches and shrubs, the study said. At first, they thought the animals were known species, but DNA analysis and detailed physical examinations revealed something different. A male Acanthosaura grismeri, or Grisner's pickle-nape lizard. Grismer's pickle-nape lizard. That's right. I guess they've already named it that. Sorry, lizard, that's your name. You're stuck with it. Pizzle-nape. Prickle-nape. That's what it is, prickle-nape. Researchers realized discovered a new species, a Acanthosaura grismermi, or Grismer's pickle-nape lizard. Grismer's pickle-nape lizards are considered moderately sized, reaching out 10 inches in length, this study said. That's kind of big. 10 inches, man. It's like this. Their heads are triangular with large eyes and light orange tongue. Their limbs and tail are relatively long. A row of spines runs along their back, including some elongated dagger-like scales. A male Acanthosaura grismeri, or Grismer's pickle-nape lizard. Well, that's a description of a picture. We'll skip that. Males and females of the new species are varying coloring size, researchers said. Male Grismer's pickle-nape lizards are light lime green with 4 brownish-black rhomboidal bands on their backs, and the white elbow and knee patches. Elbow patches are like professors. Do they have bow ties too? According to the study and a photo, their eyes are dark and brown and their throats are pearly white. A female of the species, I'm not going to repeat the name over and over again, are significantly larger in size and predominantly dark brown and scattered black or green mottling, not molting. Researchers said their eyes are light orange and their throats are light brown to dark orange. So if you're in Vietnam and you spot one of these, there's one. Grismer's pickle-nape lizards were found clinging to and sleeping in shrubs or in thin chunks of small leaves beneath dense forest canopy at night. And the study said the lizards were frequently encountered during the rainy season, but rarely observed in the dry season. A male of this species, yes, that's another frickin' picture. Researchers said they named the new species after L. Lee Grismer in recognition of his great contributions to herpetological research in Southeast Asia. So far, Grismer's pickle-nape lizards have only been found in one forest in the Dak-Lak province, a region of central Vietnam, roughly 220-mile drive northeast of Ho Chi Minh City. So North Vietnam, which is, I would imagine, I wonder if Agent Orange had something to do with this, or any of these other chemicals we dropped in Vietnam during the war created some kind of mutation. There's always that, right? I just wondering out loud. These new species were identified by its body proportions, spine, scale, and pattern, coloring, and other subtle physical features. The study said DNA analysis found the new species had at least 7% genetic divergence from other lizard species. The research team included Lin T. Huang Li, Tao Than Nguyen, Truong Quang Nguyen, Thomas Ziegler, Dang Trong Do, and Hai Ngoc Ngo. Which I believe are all Vietnamese names, of course. They start with an N, but you don't pronounce the N. And there is your story about the new lizards we found in Vietnam, which I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. I wonder if they're mutants. Mutants from the Vietnam War, which was over 50 years ago.
They're Agent Orange. They're Agent Orange lizards.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, you said they were looking through their genome, right? So they might discover something like that. If they look
I don't know. That's just me. I'm not a geneticist. I'm not a scientist, but I know we dropped a lot of chemicals in Vietnam.
Yeah, it's crazy that it didn't affect anything supposedly other than human beings, huh? That would be crazy if it just only affected humans.
Yeah, humans.
But we are pretty human centric in that world. In our world,
humans, we all live in an address called denial.
Yeah, I'm totally sure. Here's my sarcasm. I'm totally sure we didn't poison the water for years on end after the Vietnam
We didn't
War.
create any mutant
The water
frogs
is
or
nice
anything.
and safe and clean for.
Oh yeah.
Well, it probably is now, and it probably took a lot of efforts for people to clean up.
Yeah.
The totally safe
all
water.
the terrible water. All the terrible water probably ended up in the ocean a long time ago.
I hope.
Yeah.
Kills all the fish, and that's why we have mercury in the fish.
That was it. And then it was all this diffused, and it could start over again with your, four-eyed fish and your whales that swim backwards, whatever the hell we mutated.
Microplastics.
Yeah,
all right, let's roll our
microplastics.
segue wheel for the next My Culture News.
All right. Hopefully, I don't have to write too much. Getting ready with a pen.
It's a
writes.
hypothetical.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about Billy Bragg, which I actually don't know who Billy Bragg is.
He's a folk singer. He's a British folk singer.
British folk singer, Billy Bragg. What's his song, his most well-known song that he's known for?
He's not. He's just a folk singer. Folk singers just sing folk songs.
Oh, here we go. Discography. His highest hit was. I wish it would let me sort it by his highest hit.
Folk singers don't have hits, man. They just sing.
He's had hits. No, because folk singers in the UK do actually. I don't know if you've ever looked at the
hits
charts
in the UK,
but
maybe.
they're very weird. Like
okay.
It's
So
what is that one song by Kermit the Frog? That song is number one on the charts. Okay.
He's the Donovan of the 20s. Or the
I'm just
2000s.
saying, it's not surprising. He had a number 8 hit in the UK. Don't Try This at Home, released in 1991. So he also had Talking with the Taxman About Poetry at a number 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's had the highest he's had is a number 8, which is still really high for a folk singer. So
you don't measure folk singers by. You don't measure folk singers by record sales. I don't think Woody Guthrie sold 100,000 copies of anything in his life. So
he's still making songs. He's still making music in 2021, at least his last guy made. Mm-hmm. Right, Billy Bragg has released a new song. I mean, we just said he was releasing songs, and this is in support of Palestine and Greta Thunberg's aid flotilla.
Right on.
This is on The Guardian by Laura Snapes. 100-Year Hunger, which has a chorus in Arabic, has been released by the British protest singer to coincide with the humanitarian aid flotilla heading Gaza. Billy Bragg has released a new original song to show his support for the people of Palestine. The title of 100-Year Hunger was inspired by a new book of the same name by E. Mark Windle about the history of chronic malnutrition and deprivation in Gaza, and will raise money for the Amos Trust Gaza appeal. Writing on Instagram, the British protest singer said that the song looks at the current famine and that Israel has created in Gaza through the lens of a century of enforced food insecurity, malnutrition imposed on the Palestinian people, especially by British imperialism, then as a weapon of mass displacement by the State of Israel. Reminder that Palestine has to buy its water that it can get itself. Like Palestine can have a water pump in its backyard, and it still has to pay Israel to access its own water. Right? The water is in their backyard, and they have to pay Israel to get access to the water. So this is a real thing that happened in Gaza it's probably happening now, of course, but it's been happening since the two-state solution tried to exist. As soon as Israel was able to, for some reason, gain access to the rights to all the water in Gaza, they've been controlling water intake in that region for years. 50 years, probably.
They've been stacking the deck the whole time. They've been stacking the deck in their favor every move they make. We want a two-state solution, but we want to control them.
They just want water, man.
Right. I can't believe anybody is mad about their
Bullying
situation.
people for 50 years and expecting them to be happy with it. The song, reminder, right? Slaves in the United States were treated terribly, and what happened? A lot of revolts, a lot of people getting killed, right? That slave, or I guess I should say ex-slave, who murdered all the slave owners. Why is he killing us? We're just treating him like chattel.
Nat Turner.
I can't believe it.
Nat Turner.
Yeah. The song was released to coincide with a new humanitarian aid flotilla with Greta Thunberg among their number, setting sail for Barcelona to try to break the illegal siege of Gaza, organizers said. The intention is to open a humanitarian corridor, deliver aid to an area gripped by famine. It is expected to arrive in mid-September. Israel previously blocked 2 attempts by activists to deliver aid by ship to Gaza by storming the boats and taking them hostage. Which is abnormal. Why no country in the world was like, can you not take hostage a member of my country, and they don't care, is really fucking weird, right? Sweden, you know, they weren't exactly not on the Nazis' side, but I guess that's why, right? If Sweden does anything against Israel, you're Nazis.
Yep.
Last week, an Israel military spokesperson said it would no longer pause fighting to allow aid deliveries to Gaza City. A decision likely to intensify the famine in the lower part of the territory, to make sure everyone's dead there and then they can just move in. Now my children ask me why they're watching the world is standing by while Israel creates famine as a weapon in their war, Bragg sings in the track. The chorus of the song in Arabic, Bragg explained the mood translates to steadfastness or perseverance. It is used by Palestinians to describe their non-violent everyday resistance against Israeli occupation. We will not die. You will not kill us all. Samud emphasizes the commitment of Palestinian people to remain on their land, despite hardship, oppression, elevating their everyday existence into a form of resistance. The second term, Yan Narhal, Bragg wrote, translates as we will not leave. Together, Samud, Lan Narhal conveys the determination of the Palestinian people to refuse to be displaced, replaced, and subjugated. On the 20th of September, Bragg is hosting a Palestinian benefit gig, Days Like These, at London's O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire, featuring acts including Jamie Webster, Lily Nomates, Anthony Smears, Myrick, Reverend and the Makers, and Big Special to support the Amos Trust Gaza appeal. He previously expressed his support for the Irish rap trio Kneecap, charged with allegedly displaying a flag supporting the proscribed terrorist organization Hezbollah last year. Bragg said in May, the charging of Kneecap's Liam O'Hanide with a terrorism offense by the Metropolitan Police is the latest development of a disturbing and broader trend of the past few years during which the state has sought to criminalize creative expression. Bragg released his last album, The Million Things That Never Happened, in 2021. So if you want to listen to it, go listen to the song. Give you, I guess, every listen that they get, they take that royalty and they send it over to the flotilla in a hope that flotilla might be able to, I guess, pay for their hostage fees when they get taken hostage by Israel for the third time. It's just so weird, right? A neutral aid boat going to another country and they get taken hostage and no one cares. Right? Oh, they shouldn't have been there. Yeah, they shouldn't have been delivering water or giving bread to people. Very weird. Very weird. But that's my story.
Yeah. Hypothetically, what is the secret place of Mossad? Is that what the name of the secret place for Israel is?
Sea to shining sea, Palestine will be free. That's what Democrats
hypothetically, Israel's National Intelligence Agency, Mossad, hypothetically, if they would actually acted on their intelligence that all these people are going to get kidnapped, this all could have been prevented, but they didn't. They didn't act on their own intelligence because they wanted this. They wanted this war.
They want, I mean, hypothetically, as you can see by their actions, right? They keep on making it more and more violent. They don't want it to get less
justifying
violent.
Justifying it by saying you're anti-Semitic. I mean, what the fuck are you talking? I really don't fucking care myself. I just know fascism when I see it and lying when I see it. And that's, hypothetically, can we just be honest and stop just trying to drag people for being against Israel's actions? Can we just do that for a change? Oh my God, the mayor of New York is not, he doesn't bow down before AIPAC. We must defeat him. Why? Because of his religion or his skin color?
Why
Which one is
we
it?
down to another country's lobby organization, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
It's like, right, exactly. It's like, why do we look the other way when Israel does shit? Why do we look the other way when Saudi Arabia does shit? Because we're stupid fascists, right? We're a fascist country where corporations and money rule our government.
Yep.
Top to bottom. That's just all we are in America anymore. And I don't know about other countries. But hey, sorry about the good news raining on your parade, but you did throw a hypothetical out there. I had to get serious.
That's fine.
I hope you got a video because I'm
either going to try to find a video of the Australian arrival or the Peruvian, I guess, departure, because this maybe both together. I don't know, but I'll look for it. Let's roll this wheel and get into
yourself something easy
history.
then. Hopefully, spin yourself something easy that you can just spit out.
We've got another hypothetical. That'll be easy for me to come up with while I'm looking for this video.
That's easy enough. I got so many choices, right? There's so many things to choose from here. We're going back to this day in history in the September 2nd. A very busy day in history. On 31 BC, Octavian, later Augustus Caesar, won a decisive victory over Mark Antony in the Battle of Actium. So Mark Antony bit the dust on that day, I guess. Mark Antony was a lieutenant or a general in Julius Caesar's army, and Augustus Caesar took over him. I thought it was Caesar Augustus myself, but they're calling him Augustus Caesar.
Caesar is like king. It's just another word for Caesar. Right. Caesar is a word for king. His name is Augustus.
But I've always heard it as Julius Caesar, and then the next ruler was called Caesar Augustus, which that's all I've always heard.
It's because Julius Caesar was never actually Caesar, but that was his last name, and he adopted Augustus as his next in line.
Good thing.
And then he made the word because Julius Caesar got
good.
stabbed to death by the Senate, right?
Right.
He made it an honorary title.
It too, Brute. Okay, so Augustus Caesar, who last month is named after, by the way, it's named after Augustus Caesar. 1792 to September massacre. We jump way ahead in history to 1792. September massacres. Mass killing of prisoners in Paris began, instigated by beliefs that the political prisoners during the French Revolution were going to rise up in their jails to join a counter-revolutionary plot. Yeah, you're in jail for basically political reasons to begin with, and now we're going to start executing you. Boy, nothing like pissing off the peasants with that shit, right? You guys got what you deserved, French royalty. You got what you deserved. You got exactly what you deserved. 1898, Anglo-Egyptian forces under Major General Sir Horatio Herbert Kirchner, later Lord Kirchner. That makes me laugh because it's a very funny joke that Norm Macdonald tells, and the guy's last name is Kirchner. Defeated the Sudanese forces at the Mahdist leader Abd Allah in the Battle of Omdurman. This all took place in Egypt or Sudan, somewhere in Africa. 1901, American politician Theodore Roosevelt, who is then Republican vice presidential candidate, gave his first public speech in which he said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far." The big stick policy later became a central feature of his presidency. And it wasn't a literal big stick. It was a metaphorical big stick. He didn't just walk around with a big stick going, "Arr, mess with me, I'll get you that big stick." 1928, American jazz pianist, I said pianist, composer and bandleader Horace Silver, who was an exemplary performer of what came to be called as hard bop style of the 1950s and 60s, was born. The hard bop jazz pianist Horace Silver. So he was born on this day, 1928. I'm guessing he's probably not around, but he would be 97 today. 1945, Ho Chi Minh declared Vietnam independent from France, and France said, know what to do about that. 1945, World War II came to an end on this day. This is VJ Day, Victory in Japan Day. Came to an end as Japanese Foreign Minister Shigemitsu Mamoru and General Uzumenzu Yashiro signed Japan's formal surrender aboard the USS Missouri. They said, no more bombs for us, boys and girls. No more A-bombs in our sky.
I'm laughing at your pronunciation.
Mispronunciations are a feature of this show. They are a feature.
Shigemitsu Mamoru and Umetsu Yoshizuro. Yeah. I'm a weeb, okay? So I'm allowed to laugh at you.
Again, I have one good eye, so this reading is a challenge. American teacher Christia Corrigan McAuliffe's birthday today. She was chosen as the first private citizen, unfortunately, to be sent into space, but she died on board the Challenger, which blew up in 1986. So it's her birthday today. Happy birthday. Sorry you had to go like that. But it's Reagan's fault. 100% Ronald Reagan's fault. They did not have to launch that thing on a cold morning when all of this, it was below 30. And the seals on the rocket boosters were not sealed because of the cold weather. They would have waited for it to warm up. But no, they wanted to launch the space shuttle so they could have the astronauts back to Earth so Ronald Reagan could point to them in his State of the Union address. That's the only reason they launched, because they're on a schedule that was Ronald Reagan's schedule. It was nobody else's schedule. Those people died because of Ronald Reagan. Never forget that. Okay, 1973. It's the truth. It's an absolute truth. Investigation, right?
I wasn't alive, so I don't. Yeah, I have to go with what you said.
Well, look at the investigation. If they would have launched that rocket when it was 45 degrees, there would have been no leaks. But since they had they're going to blame the faulty seals. But the faulty seals worked just fine when the temperature was good. They did. 1973, English writer J.R.R. Tolkien passed away at the age of 81. You know who he is. He wrote The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and what's it called?
Invented fantasy writing as a pop culture phenomenon, because fantasy was a thing before that, but it wasn't. It was for children.
Him and his buddy.
It was for children.
What's his buddy's name? The one that wrote.
Lewis.
What's the other one? Lewis Carroll. Was it Lewis Carroll?
I think so.
Or did he write Alice in Wonderland?
No.
Anyway, 1998.
Narnia.
Okay. Swiss flight. 1998, Swiss Flight 111 crashed off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, killing 228 on board. It was later determined that faulty wires had caused the plane's flammable insulation to catch fire. Faulty wires means your maintenance crew is lazy. That's what that means. 2016, the following.
Wiring. You can say that.
Well, you're supposed to check the plane every time. Like, faulty wiring?
That's the same reason there was that fire at the airport. Faulty wires that they just kept on pushing back the maintenance for 5 years.
Yeah, whatever. Just hook it up, rig it up any old way. Twist them together. Twist those wires together. Fuck that solder. Fuck that real connection. No, yeah. Somebody did lazy work, and I guarantee the plane wasn't built that way. Just whoever did maintenance didn't freaking finish the job. I'm just going with that. 2016, following much speculation, the death of Islam Karimov, the first president of Uzbekistan, was officially announced. And they did the old Generalissimo Francisco Franco at the time. Is he dead or is he not dead? He's officially not dead. Oh, he's officially dead? Oh, no, he's officially not dead. They did that thing. I predict that's going to happen with Trump, because he's gone into deep hiding. He isn't playing golf. He's going to die, and they're going to deny he's dead. They're going to deny he's dead till freaking. They just can't be hidden no more. I can't wait, actually. At 1960, our day in history. It's like, seriously, can we get on with having a normal life where we just talk about politics instead of this idiot that's somehow got in charge of the country? It's just nightmare. This nightmare will never stop. Oh, God. Anyway, featured event for today, 1666. Oh, 1666. What happened in there? On this day in 1666, the Great Fire of London began accidentally in the house of the king's baker. Way to go, king. The king started the fire. Imagine that. It burned for 4 days.
The fire. The king did it, and he executed us.
Billy Joel started it. Billy Joel started this fire. It burned for 4 days and destroyed a large part of the city, including Old St. Paul's Cathedral and about 13,000 houses. Way to go, king.
Wow. And I bet you didn't pay for their houses to be rebuilt either.
I hope you enjoyed that cake, king. Hope it was a nice cake that you had your baker make for you. You stoked the stove a little bit too much for your stupid cake. September 2nd, our featured biography is Jimmy Connors, who was a U.S. Open tennis player winner. He was born September 2nd, 1952. That makes him 73 today. Jimmy was one of your most entertaining tennis players because he was always bitching about the calls, right? Hey, that was in! Of course, nowadays they got computers that get the call right every time. You can't bitch at anybody. The computer, maybe. 1948 is the birthday. Well, other birthdays today. We already got Krista McAuliffe. Terry Bradshaw was born the exact same day as Krista McAuliffe. Terry Bradshaw, American football player and broadcaster, turning 75 today. 1960 is the birthday of American football player Eric Dickerson, one of the leading rushers of all time. So he's turning 65. Lennox Lewis, British boxer, is turning 60. Happy 60th birthday to Lennox Lewis, who famously fought Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson said he was going to eat his children. Excuse me.
And then
maybe we
send
can play
it to
that
Bolivia.
No, Bolivian. Don't forget that. Bolivian. That was a different. I think that was a different fighter he was going to send to Bolivian. Mike Tyson's very quotable. He's a very quotable guy. Of course, everybody's favorite quote from Mike Tyson is, "Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth," which is so fitting to everything.
It's so
right?
true. It's so true about everyone.
What would we do without Mike Tyson's wit? 1966, Selma Hayek, Mexican-American actress, director, and producer. Great actress, by the way, Selma Hayek, and a total babe, born this day, 1966. What is she? 59 today. So those are your birthdays. Let's. What? Yeah.
Same age as you.
That's right.
Almost.
And she, star of. Remember when she was on 30 Rock and she was dating Alec Baldwin? That was.
I think you remember that more because I didn't watch every episode of 30 Rock.
Other than National VJ Day, okay. It's National Blueberry Popsicle Day, and it's something called the National Another Look Unlimited Day, which I'm going to unfortunately open that to see what the hell it is. And I'll try to explain it while you send me a video of some sort, maybe.
I did send you a video. It's probably not done uploading yet. Oh, no, it is done. You should be able to watch it.
All right. Okay. Okay, but National Another Look Day, which I'm going to read here real quick while I wait for Facebook to open for me. National Another Look Day on the day after Labor Day provides an opportunity for fall cleaning. Oh, yeah, that's good. Fall cleaning. Are you feeling green? Has stuff piled up around the house in spring cleaning time? What's that? Spring cleaning? Oh, yeah, I forgot that. This observance is a day dedicated to taking a look around your home and ridding it of all the excess thing you have accumulated. Think spring cleaning meets fall cleaning. We don't have to have occasions for cleaning. You're just like, hey, I feel like cleaning. It's time to clear out the closets, the attic, donate, tidy up, clean up, repurpose, do anything. Just get rid of the clutter. That's what today is. Waiting for the video to load, and all will be ready as soon as that happens. But you can have, that's it. Those are your days, your mispronunciations, your limericks, your bad readings, your mispronunciations for today, September 22nd, 2025 on Before Blueberry Popsicles.
Okay. Let me know if that video loads and your hypothetical is...
Waiting.
How better would the world be if Reagan was never president? The problem with Reagan specifically is that he was probably our first actor president. Right. And I'm not saying actors can't be political leaders. I mean, a comedian, what's his name, was a pretty decent politician. I can't remember his name right now, but there was a famous...
Al Franken.
Yeah,
Al Franken was awesome.
Yeah, he was a pretty decent politician. But there, as somebody who streams and makes content, there is a certain personality type that's attracted to being an actor. And I don't think people with that personality type, which is pretty self-censored, and in some cases, big-headed, egotistical, right? I think all my decisions are the correct decisions. Should be presidents of countries, especially since the better you are, or the more money you make this video, the more likely you're going to get a lot of yes men surrounding you, right? And those yes men probably told Reagan, yeah, that's a good idea. Become president of the country. That won't do anything terrible. The guy made decisions about the country that were not educated in anything. He was just like playing a trial version of how to run a country, and he just added stuff that was not necessary, and it really messed a lot of things up that were working just fine without him.
Get me started on Reagan. I can make a list of probably 50 things that Reagan did to fuck up this country, and we haven't recovered from.
Thursday's 13 list.
and I blame it all on the Democrats. Oh, the Democrats, yeah, because they're the ones that we don't want Jimmy Carter anymore, and then they voted for Ted Kennedy to
that totally
for the
reminds
nomination.
me, yeah. That reminds me of what the Dutch people did, right? Oh, we don't want Mark Rutte as the prime minister. Why? Oh, we're just tired of seeing him. That's not a reason to not have a guy in leadership role.
Well, he's weak and undecided. I'm like, he's not weak and undecided. He just isn't doing your fucking bidding. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, imagine replacing
all of these people that voted for ultra-liberal Ted Kennedy.
of a man, Jimmy Carter with Reagan. What a terrible decision.
Absolutely. All these people that voted for ultra-liberal Ted Kennedy in the primaries were not about, oh, Jimmy Carter's not liberal enough for us. So what did they do? They supported a John Birch Society candidate, Ronald Reagan. Just dumbest people on the planet. Reagan Democrats. Anybody says they were a Reagan Democrat, just punch them in the face. They're old. They won't fight back.
Demi Gorge is also a victim of Reaganomics, so he's with you there.
Reagan Democrats, worst people.
I was unlucky enough to not experience it, so I don't know how good it could have been before that
Reagan
happened.
Democrats are all boomers. Every one of them. They're older than me. I'm not a boomer. Reagan Democrats are all boomers, and you're all full of shit. I just wanted to let you know that. Anybody claims they're a Reagan Democrat, they're full of shit. They voted against their own interests. They were never Democrats. They should have never registered as a Democrat. They should have said, hey, I'm a John Bircher. Give me my hood.
Between female Trump supporters and Reagan Democrats is a circle. They're the same people.
Exactly a circle. Yeah.
Voting against themselves.
Right. Reagan Democrats, the worst people on the fucking planet. And when the Democratic Party decided they wanted to court those assholes, that was another bad decision. Oh, we got to court these centrists. They're not centrists. They're fascists. Please stop it. Okay, sorry.
Is the video
I got my video
loaded?
now.
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
loaded.
Great. Then this has been Allison here from the Netherlands, Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. As we finish up a Good Tues news day. I know we kind of ended on like a depressing point there, but hey,
that's fine.
We can always change.
Being real.
And as my favorite YouTuber who has now left the platform permanently used to say, you can always change your mind. So, Khadijah, thank you for that. She probably will never see this video, but thank you for being a great Black woman on the internet. And another spot has been taken, hopefully by another very educated Black woman. Or non-educated, I don't care. And we will see you tomorrow for Wacky and Weird Wednesday, in which we will cover wacky and weird news that we have found this week. As I've already have one here about a vulva banana, so get excited for that. The vulva banana, and all their probably animals getting into messes and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you're following or subscribed. You have those notifications turned on. Click that bell so you know when we go live and post a video. And here is our celebratory Scottish mic drop moment. And don't forget to follow us on Patreon. If you want to support the show monetarily, we have a Patreon and it's in chat now. Started.
Okay, I'm at the part where they're packing this boat.
Oh, look at this is the what was it again? Half a ton worth of food and water and all sorts of cleaning the boat.
I like how they get official send-off.
Uniquely crafted boat here.
Rowing for clean water.
And they have all these sponsorship deals on here to get as much money as they can. Probably a company sponsor them.
Completely unsupported row. that's non.
And again, if you're taking a three-man team, that's only prudent. You're doing this by yourself. You're taking your life in your own hands. At least at 3 people, you got somebody to eat when you run out of food.
Between 120 and 150 days.
Yo, Monty Python
They're
sketch,
brothers,
right?
though. Yeah, it's gonna. I think it's a little tougher to keep your own brother.
The principal purpose of this row is to try and raise $1 million.
Was clearly a joke.
I don't know which one of these, which brother is which. I wish they gave their names.
Madagascar.
You know, all them Scottish guys look the same.
Called the McLean Foundation. And we
Oh,
have a
red
delivery-
hair.
I saw somebody in the comments of the article I read
Red
saying,
hair.
why do they have English accents if they're Scottish? It's like, oh yeah, you want them to speak strict Glaswegian, and then nobody will know what the hell they're saying. Okay, good luck.
Right. Having spoken to several Scottish people, I still don't know what the hell they told me.
Yeah,
So,
sadly, Scottish people have
only-
learned if
the
they're
only
talking to a global
propulsion is
audience and they
by
want their
by
message
walls.
heard, they have to speak in a clean accent, a cleaner
They
accent.
have been to university, apparently, because they know how to speak proper English instead of whatever the
They're
hell they're
not
speaking.
drunk on
right?
whiskey as they're leaving. Here's the bagpipe, yeah.
What the hell did you
I
just
guess
say?
if they got hungry, they can eat the bagpipe.
I'm still
Originally, it
trying
was
to
made
decipher
out
what I
of
was called.
the stomach of a pig, I believe, or something.
The only person I understood in Scotland was that girl that rented us the kayaks, but she was from New Zealand. So. I understood
Well,
her
look at that.
perfectly.
He's still going. That's pretty cool. This is what I wanted to see. A Scottish man on a boat playing a bagpipe.
I think that keeps the sharks away, too. Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
I think
They'd
so.
be like, what the hell is
Sharks
that
are like,
sound?
make it
Is it a
stop,
whale?
Make it stop. What?
That's actually the secret.
It's
They use this to call whales, and the whales just ferried them all the way to Australia. Okay, this is them actually arriving in Australia.
That's
This is,
it.
from
Yeah, you just
today.
hook up to a whale. Yeah, you just hook up to a whale and have it
Yeah,
drag you.
50 families and friends and also reporters arriving to congratulate them. Supposedly they're doing a live stream, as you can see on that.
The East Australian Current.
These guys totally missed the Redhead Festival. Totally missed it.
Current and then through
Yeah,
the
they did
Great
meet the
Barrier
Red.
Reef,
They
and,
totally missed the Redhead Festival.
Those two
Have to go
combined,
next
we
year.
were
They
just
probably
going
had
at
their own
snail's pace and
little
morale was
festival.
low and
They did it, and they're crying, and they're so happy.
3 up.
And much lager was
And we got
consumed.
some beer and some pizza. Hell yeah.
Much Guinness was put down.
Look at that guy, he's so
This was
happy.
just relentless for like a
They
whole
landed
day
in
and more.
Madagascar,
And
or
then
did
to
they
do it
land in
Australia?
and then to
Australia,
realize,
okay,
oh,
okay.
you're not going to make the deadline that you
That's why they have the
Way to
Australian
go!
flags.
was really hard.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.